How does the perceived shitty state of affairs with the PNP right now weigh on you in trying to establish yourself as somebody who your own community can look to, or the undecided vote or the neutrals? Like them thing that weigh upon you? Like it affect you trying to establish yourself?
Not much.
And I tell
you,
again, just feel like I divided.
Yeah. But what it is for me, because I'm from there, so what I find is that
it's not just in your community, like overall.
Yeah, overall, like you just establishing yourself as a young person within, within the party.
No, for where I'm running, I don't find that to be like a big challenge for me, because one of the compliments that I always get when I go to is that I'm young. So people like the fact that I'm young and I'm coming in, so, I'm untainted, I'm not tainted or anything like that. It's coming in with youth, and a lot of people, when they see that, they're like, oh, finally, we're getting young people coming to the fore and being a part of the process, and that kind of gives them some sort of hope and just being able to reason and talk to them. And the fact that I am accessible, so you have somebody that is easy to reach, easy to contact, share your views and ideas with and stuff like that. That for me, I realize is a plus. So even though, some places that you go, people say, boy, the state of affairs within the party, it really set away, and it really turn well.
Because I know one of the issues is like, how can you guys want to be an effective government if you guys are such a
house divided
opposition, you know? So I guess it's just right now is a turnaround for you guys.
That period where we're really coming together, and that takes a lot of work.
Is this like a kumbaya? Is this like a fake kumbaya, or is like when they legit resolving the issue and when they can't focus at the matter at hand?
There are genuine efforts being made. A lot of work. Like I said, there are a lot of work that takes place in the back end that the public doesn't get to see. So they have retreats, meetings, different sessions, forums. We have the Unity Committee, that is established to bring the parties together. You get to talk about the issues. But what you find is that within the PNP, the democratic process allows people, and there's that freeness and openness, and people go on social media, air their views or comments or whatever
like
it is.
Like Phillips, the person who you're taking over from.
Yeah, she shares a lot of her views on social media. So
how is she accepted in the party? Like, she's so openly against Mr. Golding. Like, how is she accepted within the party?
What you mean by how is she accepted?
Is she like, Venetia, come on? Or is like, oh, Venetia, okay.
She's still good with people in the party. She's still good with people in the party.
Is there talks for her to like cool down and calm down her?
Of course, you're always going to try to engage. Because for me personally, and I can tell you, politics, it's bigger than an individual. And the vision that you believe in, that is why you're here. It's not because of your personal feelings. Whenever you go to your house and you close your door, then that's your personal space. And that's when you reflect and you resolve whatever it is that you're feeling. But when you come to politics, you have to shed that self. And you now have to think about why you're here. What's the vision? What's the mission? What's that common goal that we all share? Why are we doing this? And so the party, the People's National Party, is bigger than any one individual. It's bigger than any one personality or any personalities that they are. And Jamaica must be, if you believe in that, then Jamaica is also by extension bigger than one person. Because
sometimes it seems like some people within the party are just there to serve their own self-interest and further their own self-interest.
Yeah, sometimes you get that feeling. And that overall, and that's why I said something, when you see people just shy away from the political process, you really can't blame them, because this is a feeling that they're getting over the years. And what we're seeing today is because of a build-up of what has been there over the years, and people feel like there's just no change and nothing will ever make a difference.
Because it's like the same people who we voted out in 2016 are pretty much the same set of people, them, at least majority of them in the PNP now. Like, and I guess in the JLP now, the same thing, like them did it from long time. So overall, the perception is like, why engage any at all? There's no change, I guess, on either side. Yeah, I guess that's the overall.
I just want to make it clear. So I'm going to say a while ago, it's not unique just to the PNP. Right. It just seems like the JLP mask it better. It seemed like there's more of a unified body there as opposed to the PNP where it just seemed like houses on fire.
And let's be fair, because it wasn't always this. It wasn't always like that in the JLP. It was always divided. Bruce Golding had to go to NDM or whatever. So I guess every party have its cyclical change. But one of my questions to you, like, genuinely, what does a councillor do? Because I always hear say, like, for even the road situation, everybody know Jamaican roll of pothole. The main road them say for MP and little inroads them say for councillor. Yeah. So tell me exactly what is the role of a councillor? Like, is it this, you have the same duties as the MP? Like what?
Not necessarily, because as you know, MPs, they go to parliament, and councillors, they go to their respective municipalities and so on. But when you look at it, so like for parochial roads, the councillor take care of that, water systems, you look at public facilities and so on, town planning and housing.
They're not to cut it, because people like cuss about the water, but them cuss the MP and not the councillor.
Sometimes them cost both. But and that again too, so that I find since I've been around in the politics, I realized that people, they don't really know the roles and responsibilities, and so they think that boy, they think that so things that the MP should be really doing, they think that is your council supposed to do it. But then again, that's what I said to you, in terms of even how you talk about the plan, in terms of what you do, in understanding, I want to also make that clear distinction that this is what I'm supposed to be doing for you. When it comes on to your local roads, when it comes on to water, your street lights, ensuring that the public facilities are, up to par and so on, and making representation to ensure that that is done. When you talk about building plan, your town planning and so on, things like that, it gets done at the respective municipalities. That's where the discussions are being had and so on.
So how important are you to the political process? Is like, I mean, to be honest, I've never really voted in a local election.
You've never voted in a local government?
Because I don't see the point. Because I'm like, what the sense I like, genuinely? Because everybody always focus on the MP. So like, just really truly like dumb it down for me, or even just explain to me why should I care about my council and my local elections.
Because at the end of the day, you want to ensure that at all levels, you have accountable and reliable leadership there. You have somebody that represents you and can represent you in a way that matters. So when you're having issues that needs to be dealt with, because like I said, not every issue, and you will hear it. When you go to your member of parliament tell you, that is not for me. That is what your council is supposed to be doing. And when you go to your council will say, no, this issue needs to be escalated. Your council is also supposed to be heavily involved in the advocacy process.
Okay.
So advocacy is something that when you read it there, when you read
if I need a new house, when I go to my council and then my council would care to my MP, and my MP would get the money to give me the house.
Those are actually things I can do in terms of advocacy if it is there. But you do know that there are funds allotted to local government to do different body of work.
Right. Yeah. I
and
know
some
that.
of that, so some of that.
So like then if the MP get like 60, like some of that is divvied up to the local council, right?
They get their own set of monies. They get their own. So that's what I'm telling you. So they get their own set of monies to deal with those things. And really, the lines are kind of thin in terms of, the separation of what is to be done and how it's done. But there is those distinct differences. So how you keep the public spaces and that sort of a thing. When you look at the quality of the roads, your water system, which is important, street lighting for some places, things like garbage collection is that's also a big part of it. When people, so that's really where that takes place, your garbage collection and
so
stuff
when
like
I'm damning my MP, I shouldn't damn my MP, I should damn my councillor.
To some extent, your local government is responsible for those things. Cleaning of public areas and so on and so forth.
All right, this podcast is brought to you by Ethiopia Life Herbal Cannabis and Culture combined by one-of-a-kind experience. You can visit them at 10A West Kingshouse Road, just across from the Canadian Embassy. Also, you can follow them on Instagram at Ethiopia Life or visit their webpage at ethiopialife.com for the latest info on strains and merch. This podcast is also brought to you by Pure 24, pure natural supplements designed to enhance body and mind. They make supplements affordable, effective, and easy to use. You can visit their website at pure24store.com. Their pro trip all across the world. I don't know, so you can use that promo code. They'll fix they get 50% off all purchases. The promo code the Fix, they get 50% off all purchases. Last but not least, Fix merch people, go cut the black tee, the white logo, the blue tee, the faded logo, the Fix mask, the Fix mug, the Fix Things merch, as well as our brand new Zane merchandise up on our merch store right now. You can go copy it. The link to the merch store is in the description of every YouTube video that we post. Go cut that merch right now. Zane?
Back in the olden days, 80s, there used to be like a clear divide. I think I asked Mr. Price this, but there was a clear demarcation between the parties. PNP is like socialism,
or ideologies.
JLP, the ideologies, and JLP is more of a pro-capitalist. Where you go, son? Right.
As you say.
Yeah. Right. No, but I think
that's how people viewed it then.
Mr. Golding, he's rich. He come from money. I'm assuming he's pro capital now. So it's just like, what is the difference and the separation of the party? No, like the PNP, especially from the JLP. Like I don't feel like that's clear anymore. Do you agree with that?
Not entirely. No, I don't agree with it.
So what is the clear difference between the PNP? And don't just say like the people or the mark is this and
about the leaders.
Yeah.
No, it's not about the leaders. It's really and truly about the parties, what it is that they believe in, what they stand for, how their processes work. It's totally different because I have friends.
What's the PNP?
So, for example, our thing is really based on looking at social justice, equality, and that sort of a thing. When in truth and in fact, also how our processes work within the party, how you get to communicate, how you arrive at policies and ideas and those conversations. So like, things like equal pay for women, that came out of the grouping, a group of women in the PNP. That wasn't just the leaders coming to parliament and said them bringing that. When you look at the how it is that minimum wage and those things were brought, those are things that are coming from grassroots and through your meetings, and you hear what the people want, and then those things turn from ideas to policy positions, and then you move them into parliament, and then that's implemented. And that within the party, that process and that structure, it still remains. Even the sexual harassment bill, right? That's something, again, coming from a member. And those are the processes. I have friends on the other side, and I got the opportunity to, we go to different events and so on, and you get to meet them and interact with them. And they would sit and they'll talk to you and tell you, that the processes aren't the same. So the way, because we share how the structures work in our party, how we get to certain positions, how our views are being heard, and how we get to bring our ideas, and then those ideas, they can bring them to parliament and so on. They don't have those same systems and processes and structures in place. That's different.
As a pertinent question, I ask him, because if a Bigga for the former superintendent of police,
he's no longer
it slam the government and say, them corrupt and, people them tired them all these things. Yeah. And it seemed like the general sentiment in response to his comments was, Uno did corrupt too when Uno did in a power. So is it a case that if Uno in a power or if Uno get in power, or the choice between the two is like choosing the lesser of two evils? Because we've seen scandals attached to the PNP, we've seen scandals attached to the JLP. So what is it? The people really want to know.
Yeah, real and truly. When you look at it, if you should follow history and look at where Jamaica is coming from and where it is now, you can see that the PNP, the People's National Party, has been that progressive group, that progressive party that looks at ideas and policies that can really move Jamaica forward, that can transform our country. And with Mark Golding as our leader now, that is the feeling that we're getting as comrade, that yes, here it is. We have a leader that is ready to transform Jamaica. And one of the things that I really love about him is that ideas that he campaigned on in his bid for presidency, those have started to come alive. So here it is that you're seeing a man in opposition leading us who is not only just giving us promises that will make delegates vote for him, but when he goes to office, implements those and start working at it. Things like our OT Fairclough Trust Fund, where now party workers are able to benefit from it to improve their quality of life. And not only them now, but their children. Just about 2 Saturdays ago or so, we had an award ceremony for that, where scholarships were given to those children of comrades who have been putting in the work over the years and need that sort of assistance. They're doing well, but they just need a little bit more help and so on. And those are some of the things. He also campaigned on making every delegate have a vote. So now every member has a vote, right? That has gone to annual conference, and it went through the different structures again. So it was discussed at the groups level, it was discussed at the regional level, constituency, so on and so forth. And now this is a man that made these promises that people really liked, comrades liked, and voted for him. And he has now started on his journey to implement those things and ensure that it becomes a lived reality for us within the party. He is now showing us that when I become leader, when I become Prime Minister of Jamaica, these same things that I'm campaigning on, so I even spoke about student loan, how he's going to change that, how the next PNP administration, who becomes government of the day, will change how student loan operates and functions in Jamaica, ensuring that NHT goes back to its true purpose of serving, being able to provide adequate housing for the working class and persons who aren't ordinarily able to afford that in this country. Talking about transforming the education system. Now, that is somebody, if you make me a promise and me, sister, you will live it out and you will do it day by day. And now you come back again and I tell not just comrades, but Jamaicans on a whole. And people have been calling and say, yo, I really hope that the next PNP government, I really hope that PNP get a chance at the polls in the next election to make some of these promises that Mr. Golden made on Sunday come to fruition and, and live it. And I really want for him to get that opportunity, and not just to get it, but for Jamaicans and everybody to hold the PNP and the next administration accountable to live up to these things. That is somebody that is giving me hope.
Peter,
because if we're doing it here now, then I can imagine what he'll do when he goes to government.
More for your sake, more for the party's sake, more for the country's sake. So I know just hot air there blow. Because there's a growing feeling amongst the Jamaican people say, yo, because the PNP is in such a sad state of affairs, it will make the JLP grow so much in power and confidence. They feel like they can get away with anything. And they will lose the semblance of the word that we just mentioned a while ago, accountability. Because it's like, anything we do, it don't matter because the people might vote for you. Yeah. So it's like that feeling that grow.
Time come for that change.
At least a strong opposition where people can observe and say, all right, if this not work, then we just go, yes, sir.
Yeah. But it's people getting their power in and really seeing that when you participate in the process, and it's not just about voting, because it's not just about voting on the day, but it's the things that we do, how we organize ourselves as citizens to ensure that we're getting the kind of leadership that we want. Because if everybody sit on one side and don't do nothing about it, then nothing is ever going to be done, and we're going to end up with the same results, no matter how we bawl and plea and beg and complain and say, oh, the government no. I saw the system set, we're fed up. You can't just be fed up alone, because it's my frustration why I'm in politics. It's my frustration of continuing to see things the way they are. The more things change, the more they remain the same. I got fed up and I got tired of that, and I felt like, how is it that I
politics when the PNP was in power?
I got in politics when the PNP was in power. No, I became a member of the party in 2018.
Okay. But you were working while the PNP, because they said Andre Hilton.
I volunteered with them in that time, but I was never working until we got out of power. I left my job to go volunteer and help the PNP in 2017. That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
The final question to you. As a member of the PNP, say one good thing that you think the government is doing now that the PNP can continue to work on.
One good thing that the government is doing now that the PNP can continue to work on. I would say, we have to be very careful about how I answer a question here. But
If I have an answer, because I don't want to appear to be super biased.
No, I'm not gonna be biased. But not just from me, but when they came with the standard fee for tax transfers in terms of how sale transactions are done for property purchases, a lot of people were happy about that. So, and they found it beneficial. But people we can afford to buy a house. So I still think that's a good thing because even persons who still have to go through NHD and so on found that to be beneficial for them. So I'd say that's a good thing in my opinion based on the feedback from the people.
Cause I don't need it all the time, but when I call, pick up that line. Yeah, you're my friend and you'll always be, but sometimes I really need release. My friend close talks, you are indeed.
I talk to you, bench truck TV and a smart jeep. No lobster for my dinner, used to study. They never want me elevator to my audience. God bro, jump, now the big man make we start race. In my 20s, I'ma reach out already. Moon capri. Chop a money down, soft down, make it ground door close hard. The market's fast and no go cat. One press, move every crowd part. Hey, you're not chop, cut that shit, move that phone. Buy a beam, I'm a friend, buy a new brand truck.